everybody, and welcome back to a snowy Media City UK for episode 6 of Act on This TV. I hope you guys have been enjoying the episodes I've been putting out so far and that they are inspiring you to push through any roadblocks that you might be having in your acting career or life in general at the moment. If it is indeed inspiration you are after today, I've got a guest lined up who is going to deliver just that. BAFTA nominated director, Mr. Jordan Hogg. Now, I met Jordan just over here at Coronation Street a couple of months ago when I was auditioning for him and casting director Jenny Radcliffe, and I knew instantly upon meeting him that I wanted him on the show. Jordan is a fantastic guy. He's overcome some pretty major adversity in his life to create a fantastic career as a director. He's directed dozens of episodes of Channel 4's Hollyoaks, BBC's Doctors. He directed the Evermore Chronicles for Warner Brothers, and like I say, he's now spending a lot of his time right here on the cobbles over at Corrie. Now, he's going to be in about 30 minutes. I'm going to head up to on the 7th, get myself changed and look respectable, and I'll be joining you guys very soon for a chat on all things acting, casting, directing and much more. Don't go anywhere. I will see you on the inside. Now all the red dots on the cameras are flashing. Guys, can I have a Act on This welcome for today's special guest, BAFTA nominated director, Mr. Jordan Hogg. A few whoops and hollers as always. Make it sound like we've got a massive crew then, Jordan. Yeah. Mate, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I just want to say before we begin, I say this to all guests, this is a live environment. We've even just had a baby walking around. There's been people playing pool. We've had a conference in there. Anything could happen. Bear with me. Don't leg it to the bar. Just stay with me.
All be good.
And we'll get drinks afterwards. Jordan, I've known of you for ages. I feel like I knew you before I met you. We've got a few mutual friends in the industry, but it wasn't until it's probably a few months back now.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Before Christmas, I came in to audition for you and Jenny Radcliffe at Corrie. It was a very enjoyable experience.
Cool.
Didn't give me the part, you sod, but that's fine. We'll talk about that later. But no, it was great. And I knew the minute I met you, because I could hear you speaking to other people before I went in, and I just went, this guy's like super passionate about his job. I want him on the show. So thank you for making that happen.
No, thank you.
Which is great. I've got a ton of questions for you tonight. Most have been submitted by actors in the Act on This community. I've snuck a few in myself that I want to ask you about. Are you ready to dive in?
Go for it.
Go for it. Here we go. Well, I do an awful lot of research, Jordan, on my guests. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things about yourself right now, because I want to start with a prediction that The Guardian made about you in 2008. And they said you were, quote, the next big thing. No pressure.
It's better than being the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly, the next big thing. Since they made that prediction, you've had a pretty incredible career so far as a director. Let me tell you, you've directed 44 episodes of Hollyoaks, 43 episodes of BBC's Doctors. You directed the series Evermore that was by Disney. I said in the intro it was Warner Brothers. Sorry, Disney. Sorry, Jordan. It was Disney. Okay, you directed that. You did 12 episodes of So Awkward. You're now working right here in the heart of Media City over on the cobbles at Corrie. I want to know, first of all, the one thing that drives you, really, that keeps you moving from one great project to another in what's a super competitive industry. What's the one thing that gets you out of bed in the morning to continue working?
I love being a director, but it's just not something I love and have wanted to do. It's something I need to do. I don't know why. I've got no clue why. I know I have to do it. It's hard to explain, but it's something that does drive me every morning. I've got a goal of where I want to get to. Yeah. And I've always had that goal since I was about 12. And everything I've done, I've pushed for that. At times, life got in the way, and I didn't set out immediately from school to do that. But once I got on the path, I've always got that one goal in mind that I'm always pushing for every day, and I'm making the right rungs up the ladder to get where I want to go, really.
So yeah, just super focused. That's how you came across to me when I met you.
We did weirdly. There was a program on last year on because I'm terrible on psychopaths on Channel 4.
Okay.
And you could do a test on the show afterwards. You could go online and do it. And I come to like 83% psychopaths. And the reason it was that high was, I mean, I scored like normal people in like the empathy and liking other people and not wanting to hurt people. That was all normal. But when I was more off the chart was my drive and determination to get places. And willing to go the extra further to get where I want to go. And it was like really high on the psychopath. But that and fear, I have no fear.
Well, we want to talk about this later, but thanks for telling me now you're here, you're a psychopath. I would have invited you in otherwise. But because you don't come from a particularly like showbiz background. I've got your mum was a cleaner when you growing up, your dad's a bricklayer. I mean, what was your entry into the industry like? And I mean, from a working class background, I'm from a very working class background. How hard do you think it is these days for people on both sides of the camera from working class backgrounds to get into the industry? And what was your initial journey like?
Well, strangely, I think I've never really tied down my interest in film and TV to either parent until last year. My dad is a real man's man. He used to be a bodybuilder and a coach on World's Strongest Man.
Wow.
A big, tough guy, never shows emotion, never told me he loves me and proud of me or anything. He is, but he'd never express it.
My old man was exactly the same as that.
But last year, I went round to see my dad at his house, and he never speaks. And there was, what was it? There was a film on. I think it was Christmas Carol, Carol Reed's version of it. And me and my wife went round, and my wife took a picture of me and my dad. We were both sat in exactly the same position with exactly the same expression, watching it without saying a single word. And she said, "That's where you get it from. You get it from your dad." And I've never ever made that connection before. But going back to your original question, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here. It is very difficult for someone from a working class background to make it in our game. Because I genuinely believe our business is the best industry in the world.
Yeah.
But it's also the toughest. We work in the only industry where you can get sacked by a man in flip-flops and Bermuda shorts, effectively. So I think there's, especially to direct, to try and find that niche, there's so many avenues to go down to get to that. There's that many, it makes it in itself restricting. I think I read last year there's more people at college wanting to work in TV than there is jobs in the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Which in itself causes massive competition for us and pushes rates and things and whatnot to crazy levels.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think a lot of people don't understand that it's not just actors who are vying for these jobs as directors. You need agents. You're going for you're up against it as well.
Well, if you think on every show you watch on TV, there might be 50 actors in it. There's one director.
Yeah.
So that in itself is.
What's the industry like for directors? Is it cutthroat in terms of get you actually getting jobs?
I wouldn't say it's cutthroat. I mean, when I did Evermore for Disney, for example.
Disney.
Yeah. When I saw the directors I was alongside, I was like, "Whoa, this is a step up for me." There was a guy called Steve Hughes, who I'm a director geek, and for me, Steve Hughes is up here. He's done Doctor Who and major stuff. And the other guy was Graham Harper, who's a real old school director, real gentleman, but he did the Corrie tram crash. So, which is in itself a major thing. And I thought, I'm playing with the big dogs now. I've done a few episodes of Hollyoaks and a few episodes of Doctors and a couple of episodes of So Awkward. I've got up my game here to compete with these guys. And working with them guys has been welcomed as part of their team, and they couldn't have been more helpful and more respectful of what I did. And I was the producer, and they were really chuffed with what I did with it. So
yeah.
A disabled kid from a Victorian seaside town managed to hold his own.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this, because I live with a condition as well. Most people watching this who know me and know the site know that I've got this eye condition called retinitis pigmentosa, and it's a degenerative eye condition.
Is that what Christopher Lambert's got?
Oh, do you know? I don't know. I didn't know he had anything.
Yeah,
What's he got?
He made a career out of his eyes. Yes.
Oh right. Well, if it weren't for him, I'll give that a try. But yeah, it's a degenerative eye condition, and so it sounds quite melodramatic, but I guess it is quite dramatic. It robs you of your sight effectively throughout your life until high likelihood is you will be blind, legally blind later in life. So for me, that used to, God, I mean, even just saying that would crush me. When I found out I was 17, when you're just after significance in the world. That was 17 years ago, and I've really used it over the years now to just motivate the shit out of me. Ultimately, that's my driving force, and I want success to control my life, whereas that robs me of control. You got into the industry through Channel 4 came for you, actually, didn't they? For a diversity scheme. I'm guessing you qualify for that based on the condition you live with. Just explain a little bit about it and how it, how you live with it, how it affects your work.
I've got cerebral palsy.
Right.
Affects the right side of my body. In a way, I'm quite lucky because cerebral palsy has very varying degrees of severity. I've got friends who have it pretty severe, and it affects the speech and all 4 limbs and everything. I'm lucky enough only to have it in 2 limbs, but my speech isn't affected or anything. And since I've had it from birth, I know no different.
Yeah.
It's all I've ever known. And my mother is a very strong woman, and she has never treated me any differently. She's never, she's always encouraged me to do things with able-bodied people, and that combined with my dad and his competitiveness created quite a dangerous thing, really, because it's given me a competitive edge and made me push for things even more. When somebody says, I can't do anything, I'll go and do it. Even applies to my daily life now with my wife. When she'll tell me don't do something, I'll just go and do it.
Yeah.
Or you can't have something, I'll go and buy it. I'm after a quad bike at the moment.
Right, okay.
And she kept saying you're not having it, but I'm going to have a quad bike.
It's amazing. So no, I mean, I almost, well, I think you have to look at it. I definitely look at my condition as, I would label it as a gift.
Yeah.
The alternative is kind of unthinkable. You can label it as a tragedy, and then you go, right, well, I'm gonna let this define me, and I'm gonna let it rule me. But for me, it definitely fuels me acting today. And I don't mean acting as in like just taking action on anything in my life.
I genuinely believe, without a doubt, I don't think I'd be directing if I didn't have. I wouldn't be directing yet. Anyway, I'd be doing something else in the industry. But it's definitely given me an edge, because I try and do things to the nth degree and push myself further to show people I can do it as good as you, if not better.
So I hope you are enjoying this interview so far. All right, there's still so much more to come in this chat. If you want to get access to it, I need you to do 2 very simple things for me. All right, 1, I need you to be on the actonthis.tv website. Okay, so if you're watching this preview on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or anywhere else like that, look for a link in the description of the video, click it, and it's going to take you over to actonthis.tv, where you will find the full interview. Okay, secondly, I need you to then log into or sign up for a premium account to the site. Okay, if you've already got a premium account, just log in at the top of the page and you'll get full access straight away. If you've not, then have a look underneath the video on actonthis.tv on that page, and you'll see a little description of how you can get a premium account very, very quickly. It'll take you like 2 minutes, if that. And you'll also see a link that's going to take you to a page where we'll explain how we use revenue from premium memberships to fund and help some amazing charities. Okay, so it's an absolute win-win situation. So to recap, click on the link if you're not already on actonthis.tv that you'll find in the description of this preview, and then once there, log into a premium account or get yourself one. Okay, it's going to tell you underneath the video how you can do that, or if you've got a free account, how you can upgrade to one as well. All right, so I won't keep you any longer, but do that and you'll get full access. I'll see you back in that interview very, very soon. Bye for now.